Oof, all right. What's going on? Another day, another video. We're going to do back today. We're going to do a little biceps beforehand as well because I did not hit my bicep session on Thursday. So we're going to add that in to start. I like to prioritize it at the moment. So we'll do it at the start of the session rather than the end. It's funny. Every day I'm recording one of these videos, I'm trying to find a new way to sit, or a new sort of angle, so it's not the same fucking start of the video every single time. Even though when I start these videos every morning, it's like the exact same fucking thing. I wake up, have cereal, have my shake, get dressed, and head over to the gym. But that's it, and that's all it has to be, is every single day the same fucking shit over and over again. And that's how you get good. That's how you get good. You literally just keep doing the same fucking thing. The same thing over and over again. It doesn't have to change. When you find something that works, you just keep doing it. And I was having this conversation with one of my friends the other day, but anything kind of works. Like, right, we have coaches so we can optimize the plan and figure out all the little minute details, make sure they're all the best they can be. But at the end of the day, that's why you have these guys like Sam Sulek who do really well, who they have not sat down and really thought about the nuances in their diet, in their training. All they did is the basics, which is I need to eat a lot of food to get big. I need to train really hard to put on muscle. Simple as that. And that's why anything kind of works. The biggest thing that's going to contribute is just not stopping. So just don't ever stop. It's as simple as that. And too many people do. And I can't even believe the amount of people, even competitors, like good competitors, decent competitors too, in this industry, who don't see themselves going far as athletes with competing. And I don't know if it's because they genuinely don't want to, or if they're just too scared to let themselves believe. And maybe you do have to be a little bit delusional to actually think you can go far and do well, but the best ones always were. I'm pretty delusional to think that as well. You got to be a little bit delusional to think I can actually get that far. Yeah, I can go that far. I can do well. I can make it. And whether that's right or wrong, it's definitely not going to happen if you don't believe it. And the biggest contributing factor is just not fucking stopping. So please, if you are one of the young guys that watches my channel, watches my videos on any social media, just don't stop, man. Just keep fucking going. Just keep fucking going. You even see me now, which, it might be easier to look at someone like myself and it not be so out of reach, because it's hard when you look at pro bodybuilders to be like, fuck, that's so far to go. I've got so far to go till I get there. And the better you get, the further away you realize they actually are. But you might be able to look at someone like me who, is still an amateur, and that might be a goal that seems in reach. You might be like, yeah, I feel like I can achieve that one day. Good. Use that and keep going. Just don't fucking stop, because I was the same. You look at me now, but I was the exact same as most of you out there. Like, yes, I had a good response to training when I just started, and I was a bit gifted, but I absolutely could have stopped a lot of times as well. I was like, I'm sure most of you have experienced when you get into this you don't feel like you belong, you you don't have a lot of belief in yourself, but you want to believe in yourself, you want to be there, but it's just hard because you haven't proven anything yet. And the other people that have been in your life are like, what the fuck you doing this for? Like, this is fucking random. Like, what? They don't accept it, but one day they will. One day they will, because I was the exact same. You might think, I just was fucking great straight from the start or something, but I got fucking heaps of shit when I started this shit. Everyone around thought I was fucking cringy, and I was like, I got fucking like picked on like heaps. And I'm sure everyone goes through it to some degree. Because when you start doing this, when you start doing something for yourself and it's more than what other people are doing, they don't like you for it. And the reason that I did well from the start, and then everyone started being like, oh, what fuck, asking me how I did it, is because from the start I changed my identity. I didn't act like I was I didn't try and do something that went against who I was. So I went, okay, I want to be this person. I want to be this. At the start, I just wanted to be a fucking fitness influencer, right? Like I wanted to be a bodybuilder, but I hadn't watched them enough to understand how they really acted. So all I'd seen on social media was the influencers and stuff. So I was like, okay, that's me now. That's the person I need to become. So I internally recognized that and said, I need to become this person. I need to become the person that I want to be. And so I started acting on that. And then people don't like it because people have this preconceived idea of who you are. When you act against that, people don't like it. People don't like when you change their perception of who you are. But that's the only way you can succeed in whatever you're doing, is just engulfing yourself in that personality that it takes to become that. So you need to, in short, be the person that you want to be. And it doesn't mean that that might seem hard, because it's like, well, I want to be fucking this good. How am I supposed to be that now? You act like it. Think about how that person goes about their day. Think about, obviously, I'm assuming watching this channel, you're into bodybuilding and it somewhat aligns with those goals. But honestly, this is applied anywhere. You might want to be a pro bodybuilder, right? How does that look? What do you think of when you think of a pro bodybuilder? The reason that you're upset and you doubt yourself is because you're not acting like one when that's what you want to be and what you wish you could be. You need to think, what would a pro bodybuilder do right now? If I was watching a movie, watching a video, watching a YouTube video of a pro bodybuilder, how would they be acting? How would they be eating their meals? How would they be training? How would they be doing their cardio? How are they taking their vitamins? Doing all these specific things that we do every single day to make it, to be perfect. How are they doing it all? What's their attitude behind it? What's their perspective? And you don't have to copy somewhere else, but think about, you can make sort of a collage of what you've seen other people be like, or have your own perception of what you think is the best. So for me, I went, okay, this is the guy that I would look up to. And it's not even a real fucking person. It's just I can imagine what that person does every day, how they train, how perfect they are with their meals, how strict they are, how disciplined they are, all those things. And that's what I can picture. And that's why I go, that's what I want to be like. That's the person I want to be. And that's the person you need to become. That's the person you need to see yourself as. And you need to change your perception of yourself. And instead of being like, oh, I'm just shit, I can't be like that. Like I want to be good, but I'm not at that level yet. Like, you can't be embarrassed to act like that. And that's what I struggled with as well. When I started, I was embarrassed to act like I took it serious. And because we have a horrible culture for that in Australia, where it's like, if you take anything serious, you're just a try hard, or you always just get shit for it. But that's the only people that succeed, is the people that take it serious because they take themselves serious from the start. So don't be scared to take yourself serious and to really act like the person that you want to become, because that's the only way you'll become that. You're not going to randomly become this person one day and go, oh, okay, now I'll start acting right. You won't, because you're never going to have that mental fucking switch. If you transformed into that one day, you just woke up like that, you would go, okay, yeah, cool, I need to be different now. But that obviously is not how life works. We gradually, very slowly grow and change. And if you never change your habits, they just never change. You need to make that clear decision to do it now. There's no better time to start than right now. No one becomes a pro by acting like an amateur. Okay? How the hell do you expect to be this good in whatever you're doing? Business, fucking even school or fucking whatever. You're never going to be the guy that achieves this, but you act like this dude who's only achieving what you achieve now. You can't keep being the person that only achieves this much and expect to achieve this much. You, on the inside, you know what I'm saying? So you have to become the person that is this good. You have to act like that person, because that doesn't take anything. That takes nothing. You just don't look like them yet. Let's, again, bodybuilding as an example. You need to act like that pro bodybuilder. Of course, I don't fucking look like one yet, but you're never going to look like a top Olympian if you don't act like a top Olympian. You can't act like one when you get there. You'll never even fucking get there. You're lucky if you'll even fucking turn pro. But if you start becoming that person now on the inside and doing those things that that person does, you will become that in reality, and you will change, and your physique and your results will reflect that. So that's our morning motivation before we go train. It was a good start to the day. Now, I'm going to put my shoes on. I'm going to head out to the gym. Done everything I need to do this morning. So we're going to go there now. I'll see you there. Right. Now, I do need to go to 7-Eleven and get myself Gatorade and water like I do every day, because it equals about $2 Australian for both. So it doesn't hurt just to buy it every day. It's that fucking cheap anyway, but you do have to buy bottled water here because you can't drink out of the taps, as I'm sure most of you know. And yes, I strap my bag up like that. Extra support, because I'm definitely in my dad era. I know this because I also really think New Balances look comfy. And I have to get a pair when I'm back in Australia. I completely give up on trying to look good ever in terms of the way that I dress or style or any of that bullshit. So guess what? If you're big, then you look good no matter what you do. So that's the main goal here. But I actually, real talk, I hate Converse now. Like, they feel great to do legs in, but I can't wear them anymore. My fucking feet, especially when I'm on cycle in the middle of my growth phase. As I was saying, in the middle of my growth phase, when I have GH deployed, and it's just like my feet just get too thick on them, like they just swell up too much. My shoes are super fucking tight. So yeah, joggers it is. But we're almost at the gym now. It's a shit walk, but I'm keen to be back in Australia to not have to do this fucking walk to the gym anymore. But I'll be in Sydney in about 2 weeks time, and then about a week after that I'll be back in Brisbane. So looking forward to seeing everyone again. Not too long now, and I will be back at Riggs. Boom, here we are. So, like I was saying before, going to start with some biceps first, and then into back. So, I know that's a bit of a weird thing to do. The people might be like, "Oh, that's fucked. I'd never do that. My back training will suffer." And for most people, you're probably right, and you shouldn't. Purely because most people need a lot of work on their back. It's a very strong muscle group for me in the sense of like, my connection is very good with my back. I get a lot out of my back training. I don't need a lot of work on my back, and I'm treating it as a secondary priority these off season really, where I'm not focusing much on bringing it up. I've just got 1 day a week, 4 exercises, and that's all I've ever needed to bring up my back, and it's works fine. I've done 2 days a week on legs and chest this off season, and 2 days a week on arms. So, because not that I really need it for legs either, but you always need bigger legs in opens, and I very much need bigger upper body too, in the sense of chest and arms. So I've had a big focus on them, which they have to take priority at the moment. So I have to do them first. I have to do them fresh. And yes, I probably will get a little bit of bicep in my back work because I'm doing them beforehand. But because I'm good at connecting with my back, it's not going to impede the sessions too much. It's not going to fuck my connection and have a shit back session. But if I do biceps last, I will have a poor bicep session. So I'm probably just going to do 2 bicep exercises. I'm going to hit this, warm up on this. I'll do 3 sets. Last set will be a rest pause. And then I'll do probably just a free weight easy bar, which I think is super underrated. I love free weight easy bar curls. I think they feel fucking amazing. And obviously my workouts will change quite a bit when I get back home and I'm back at rigs again. It'll be, a different exercise selection and different layout. But you get to see all that as well. So obviously that wasn't very heavy, but I'm still trying to make it difficult because I'm trying to really switch on my arms, engage my biceps so I can feel them. So when I move to the heavyweight, they're working and I'm already connecting with them well. Probably the best cues I started using for myself to be able to feel them properly when I'm training them is, because I've always struggled to feel them contract at all, is I'll push my tricep through the pad. I'm not just sitting here like this, getting taken forward. I'm driving my triceps that way through the pad. That, and also I'm trying to flex my bicep up as I'm going down. So you come up, you contract, and I'm keeping it contracted. I'm trying to contract it as I'm lengthening. And you can see there how it's shaky. It's because I'm trying to do the opposite thing. I'm trying to lengthen it while I'm also trying to contract it, or I am lengthening it while I'm trying to contract it. And that for me was getting a lot out of it. I was really feeling like I was ripping off the bone. I don't necessarily think you need to focus on just that when you're training. Like you don't need to do that if you get fine engagement. I've always struggled, so that's what I did. So yeah, we'll do 3, and the last one will be a rest pause. So yeah, you notice I get my Gatorade in pretty quickly. When I get back to Australia, this will be carb powder mixed with the AAs. I finish it rather quick because I take insulin pre-workout. So we want to get carbs in fairly quickly, make sure we don't go hypo. I eat enough food, I'm not going to go hypo anyway, and we only take a very small amount of insulin, but taking that is going to drive the nutrients into the muscle pretty quickly. So we need to make sure there's sufficient nutrients there. And we've got a bit of sodium and stuff in this one as well. So we need to make sure we have sufficient electrolytes and carbs to get a good fucking pump. Get it nice and heavy on this one. I'll probably switch it for a drop set, I think, on the last set of bicep curls. Let's hit the last one in here. Oh, fuck. All right. You're always better off with your drop sets overshooting it than not. So meaning like dropping it too low and making it a little bit too light. You're better off doing that and getting more reps out of it than only dropping it by 1 or 2 plates and being like, oh fuck, I got 3 reps out of that. You're much better off dropping it 4 plates or something and being like, oh, I got like 15 out of that. It's probably a little bit light, but you can always do more reps. But if you only get 3, then it's like kind of a waste of a drop set because now you're like still really fucking fatigued. You're more fatigued and you really didn't get much out of it. Oh, fuck. You see, I weirdly get more out of them than anything else. I've actually taken this this training block further than what I usually would. So usually this week would be my deload. For me, I do 4 weeks and 4 weeks straight, and then I need a deload. That's literally all I can last. And that's worked perfectly for me. But due to the upcoming events with having my clients competing at the shows and things like that in Sydney, I'm obviously going to be traveling to Sydney to watch them and help them the last few days and peak them properly. I don't want to be training when I'm doing that, because I'm there to focus completely on my clients. I don't want to have to take time out of the day to train. So I'll use that time as my deload, that week as my deload. The 5 days I'm going to be in Sydney, I won't train at all. So that'll be a great deload for me. But until then, I'm having to really push through these last 2 weeks of sessions, because they just feel fucked. Like, they just feel super hard. My body is fried. I'm like having to really try and get through them. Because I also don't want to have a deload, train for 2 weeks, go there and then half-ass the training again, or it not be the best because I'm not fucking concentrated because I'm focusing on my other guys and stuff. So that's how we planned out this training block at the moment. I might end up doing a session or two there. It depends who I run into, if someone wants to train with me or something like that, which I won't be opposed to. That'll be fine. But yeah, I'll just have to plan it out. Oh, okay. That's enough on my biceps. I'm good there. Let's move it on to our back work now. Right, so I decided we're going to do this one today. It's a pretty good little machine, this. It's not very common. You don't see it much, but it feels really nice. But like you'll see with the T-bar, for example, I could go and do a Smith machine row and pretty much make it the same, but I'd have to put more weight on it. But this T-bar is so fucking heavy that I only need one plate aside, and I'm literally like almost maxed out. I don't even do 2 plates on it. It's super heavy. Everything in this gym's real fucking heavy. Right, feels good. I was knocking this plate right every fucking rep. There you go, I just need to move the machine a bit. Honestly, I think 3 plates will be the way to go right now. I hate how machines do this though. You can see, you might not be able to see from when it's up here on rest, but when I'm doing the reps, you can see that the bar is made of rubber that I'm holding, or it's got rubber grip on it, which I don't like because you can't fucking wrap up on them. You know, you can't get your straps over them. It just grips on. And you can't like do them up tightly, and it just feels off, which I'd so much rather you just don't put any grips on and just keep it still so I can get my wraps on it and it'll feel better. But you have to do this without any straps. And then you just, your grip is a little bit more of a depending factor on how heavy you can go, which I don't want that to be the case, obviously. Let's do this set, see how it feels. I got a bit stuck on that one. I couldn't get under the pad as much as I wanted. But you see how I'm pulling in front of my body? It's going to be a bit more of a focus on lower lat and mid lat rather than when people are leaning back and getting terries. There's nothing wrong with that if that's your goal. But for me, I'm trying to get a lower lat out of it. Right, let's do these T-bar rows here. It's a good T-bar row. However, like I was saying, it's just very fucking heavy. Lifting straps on. If you're from Australia, get these. Lifting Corporation. Not that I'm sponsored or anything, but I do know the owner, and these are fucking incredible. They're not leather, but they're not the shitty fucking rope woven material that everyone else does. It's like suede almost. But I don't know how it does it so well. But like this, for example, there's a lot of knurling on this grip here, and usually normal ones won't slide over it very well. But something like this slides over it perfectly fine and can still get really tight and won't slip. So somehow it slides over it well, but doesn't slip. So they're made fucking fantastically. In my opinion, the best lifting straps that I've ever used. I've had good leather ones, and these I think still beat it. So if you're around Australia, look up the Lifting Corporation on Instagram, and I'd give these a try. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. take a small break between sides as well. So if you do single leg something or single arm something, if it's not an isolation movement, like this is a bit of a heavy movement, just fucking take a minute between sides. Yes, it does add more time as well, which again is why I don't want to do another set, because I'm taking almost a set in between arms as well, because you want to be fully recovered and able to perform the other arm the same as you performed the first one. Right, last exercise. We'll hit 3 sets on this, and we're done for the day. Gonna be rest day tomorrow, so I can chill the fuck out. I look forward to my rest days, man. You should need rest days. If you're honestly like, if you're not resting, you're probably not training hard enough. Or if you're not needing a rest, I should say. But in saying that, you do need more rest the bigger you get. That's why you notice people like Nick Walker are training 4 times a week at the moment, and he says he's growing great. It's because he's actually recovering better because he's so big. You do not need that much recovery time when you're small. That's why people say shouldn't train too much volume is bad. You like they're on this low volume train. Like, bro, you are too small to do low volume because you just don't need that much recovery time because you are fucking small. Once you're a super heavyweight bodybuilder, yeah, you can probably take some, but literally until you're a super heavyweight bodybuilder, you do not need to worry about dialing back your training because you're doing too much. Unless you are doing an obscene amount, obviously, but you get the point. For 99% of you, you're probably not doing enough. If you're a smaller guy or you're like not into bodybuilding, but you just like the gym and you're getting into it and you're enjoying yourself and you want to get the most out of it, try doing more before you're doing less. And you might be like, oh, fuck, this is like, I'm growing pretty well. Like I'm getting fuller and I'm recovering fine. If you're doing more and you're recovering fine, then good, man. In saying that though, don't just be slack on your recovery and then be like, oh, I'm not recovering, I need to train less. At the end of the day, you can only help people who really, really actually try to be the best they can be. There'll always be people that'll find excuses to take shortcuts. Oh, my lights are spent. I'm done. I'm going to go home and fucking relax. Eat and sleep. That is what we do every day. If you want the best post-workout formula, get home, wait till your adrenaline is settled, your nervous system's calmed down, eat your post-workout meal, go the fuck to sleep. Best formula.